Rise and shine, beloved great grand rising. Come on, let's go, let's go. We are here. Yes, 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 let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Let me throw a great grand rising up in the comments. Come on in. Give me a great grand rising. Come on in. There we go. Okay, let me throw a grand rising up in the comments. Take this moment. Go tag someone else, your friends, your family members. They will need this today as well. All right, let's go. There we go. Okay, well, let's do what we do over here in the spiritual success community. Let's get ready to activate what I call the success mind. This is so important, beloved. We are not doing things just to be doing it, but we are here and we want to be open and ready to receive. So with that being said, let's go ahead, activate the success mind. Go ahead and sit with your feet flat, back straight. Place a hand on heart, hand on core, if you will, and take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. Relax fully and completely. Fully and completely, from the crown of the head all the way down to the soles of the feet. Sometimes I like to just wave a hand to just pull a curtain. It signals that I'm pulling the curtain closed from everything that was prior to this sacred, precious moment that I want to show up live in. Another deep breath in. Exhale. Relax deeper, turning that focus inward. Turning it inward to the rich inner life of the kingdom of God that is within. Full of resources, full of inner resources, inner wisdom, inner guidance, peace, joy, everything that you need. One more deep breath in and exhale. Let's just take 30 seconds to stir up a heart of gratitude, to be so thankful and so grateful today that we're here to see another day. We're here to see another day. And we're so thankful that all is well. All is well. Yes? Come on, let's do that real quick. All is well, beloved. All is well. All is well. Nothing's missing. Nothing's broken. No place to be. Nothing that needs to be done. I surrender all. I let go. I let God. I'm now open to receiving all the good I desire and deserve, and it is so. Right? That is our spiritual success mantra. All is well. Well, great grand rising. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Let's go ahead and pick up from where we were when we were talking last week about having all of these missed messages because divine guidance, the universe, God, Holy Spirit, whatever language works for you, is constantly communicating with you all the time, sending you messages and nudges and insights and tips. And we don't want to miss these messages. I have a full teaching, I believe it's in the Success Lounge and over on Patreon. Grand Rising, Lisa, thanks for joining us live, about working with angels 101. And that's a resource to really tap into. So when we were talking about we're always being communicated with, but sometimes we miss the cues. We miss the subtle nudges. We miss sometimes the glaring sign that is right in front of us. Can you just take a deep breath right now and decree it's all working for my good? I'm on my way up. Come on, I'm on my way up. I'm up. I'm raising my vibration. Come on, let's do a prayer formation. I'm raising my vibration. I'm going up. I'm standing up. Come on, beloved. Get up. Get up. Stand up. Let's raise our vibrational frequency. Everything is working for my good. I want to take a minute. Come on, let's go with this prayer formation. This is right in alignment with where we're going. And I'm seeing with new eyes. And I can see nothing but things working for my good. All I see, everything is working for my good. All I can see, that's all I can see. Everything's working for me, favoring me, making room for me. Grand Rising, Brian, thanks for joining us live. Yes, 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 yes. All is working for my good. All of it, every bit of it. Even when it doesn't feel good, it's still working for my good. So today, I want to talk about blocking out distractions, especially this time of year. Listen, you all know how I teach and how we move in our spiritual success community. You have to start working with the mindset that fourth quarter on the Gregorian calendar is first quarter on God's calendar. I want you to start really having that mindset because this season is set up where distraction can easily overtake us because we have all the holidays. This is the favorite time of holidays, maybe the favorite time to get with family, or maybe not so favorite time to get with family. I know there are many of you that have that, you go to family gatherings, but you really dread going, right? Because of all the drama and all the things that happened in the past. But I want you to have a fresh outlook today. And it's time to block out distractions. Can you put that in your notes? Come on, somebody. Block out distractions. And this is the time of year where we could be easily overtaken in distraction, right? I was talking and sharing that I'm considering sowing Thanksgiving as a seed this year. I do that from time to time, right? I usually do it around my birthday. There are many years I will sow my birthday as a seed where I'm not so much celebrating in an outward way, but I am nurturing and setting myself up to go to another level, right? And so I'm considering sowing Thanksgiving as a seed, meaning I think I'm going to just skip right over it. We do that because I recognize, and there is more of an urgency, more of a call being heralded to us. Your life is calling. Your purpose is calling. It has been calling, but I feel that we have a window of opportunity that you need to go through. And so it's going to take blocking out distractions. I want to read this from my notes that I pulled from one of my collections, right? And it says, your life purpose and other priorities needs your undivided attention. Can you put that in the notes? Because I really want to stress undivided attention. How important it is to be single-minded in this season. Yes, you can celebrate. Yes, you can enjoy the holidays, but we want that not to be so overwhelming that you are not giving undivided attention to your life's purpose. It's just that time. Other priorities need your undivided attention. What are some of the other priorities that need your attention? We have to take a look at that, right? So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule, your working environment, your associations, your partners. It's time to take control over all of that. Sometimes we have to turn off electronics. I want you to hear what I'm saying, beloved. When we get here, I always talk about ending the year strong and entering the new year empowered. But I have such a sense in my spirit that we need to get a jump start so that by the time January comes in, you are already on a new path, right? This is why I open up our community this time of year. And I always ask the question, who's going to be in your ear for the next year? Because whoever is in your ear, whoever has your attention, they're constantly dropping seeds and making deposits in your life, especially if you have a strong imagination. And if you're highly sensitive, and most of you are, we have the ability to learn without realizing that we're learning. And we grab things and hold things without realizing we've even grabbed a hold to it. And so this is the time where you have to start setting yourself up, because by the time January comes, and as I used to teach in the old days, Janus, the spirit of Janus, right? Janus, the same way. Yes, Lisa. The spirit of Janus and Jamboree. Y'all remember that from sacred text, right? But Janus is the same root word that we get the word janitor from. And it's that energy that guards corridors and guards walkways, right? And there is a sense of blocking that kicks in because of all the undue distraction that is right around this time of year. But if you could start flipping and switching the mindset to know that you're already in the first quarter. And so now is the time, especially this week, because we have another week, maybe, right? Yeah, a week and a half before the Thanksgiving holiday kicks in. I invite you to come along with me on a journey where we're going to give our life purpose and other priorities our undivided attention. So let me finish reading from this that I pulled today, right? Sometimes we have to turn off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. Put your hand on your heart and breathe. And exhale. So 3 things to do so that we could start blocking out distractions. Number 1, you want to identify what the distractions are. Many of you already know. See, distractions don't always have to be from the outside. We have distractions from within. So number 1, you want to identify inner and outer distractions. Please put that in your notes. And you already have an idea, but we want to get sharp and we want to get focused and we want to identify these inner and outer distractions. So for me, I'm going to be working with inner distractions. So somebody said, well, what is that, Dr. E? Inner distractions are all of those subconscious programs that's running on autopilot that's distracting you from giving your purpose your undivided attention. You need to write, that's an inner distraction. We have many. In the reset course that we're looking at, we started looking at the 9 essential bodies that we have been created with, understanding how each of these bodies impact and influence our lives. And so when we look at the mental realm, the mind, right, the soul that we possess, right? The seat of appetite, desire, the mind, the will, the intellect, seat of appetite, seat of desire. When we look at the mental body that controls or governs our thinking and our thoughts and our habits and our rhythm of how we do things, that is recorded there. Sometimes there are programs there that's running that automatically keeps you distracted with creepy crap, with negative thinking, with being hard on yourself, criticizing yourself, judging yourself, That's one. So when we look at the mental body, a lot is going on in that body. So these inner distractions, I'm going somewhere with this, sets up a whole network. We talked about this in the reset course. Sets up a whole network of things that work together in tandem and synchronicity that produces your action or non-action. So when we operate with the shadow self, right? This is still inner distraction. When we operate with the shadow self and you are in your shadow self in a very committed way, meaning you know you are letting all the other stuff run. So when we look at the inner conflicts or the inner distractions, you have to look at what are the things that, watch this, this is how you can tell the shadow self is really at work. No one's forcing you. No one's harassing you. No one else have come in and taken up your time. That's not what's going on. All of that would be from outer distractions. But when you are allowing yourself to move with inner distractions, it is all you and your shadow self working with your habits and your patterns and your comfort zone. We've talked about all of that. And it's running on autopilot. And how does it show up? It show up with whatever you do to soothe yourself and make yourself comfortable. And it runs on autopilot. You do it without even recognizing that you're doing, right? Listening to the doubt that comes up in the mind, that always comes to minister, right? So the Ephesian writer says this, let me see how it goes. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but only that which is good to use to the minister, grace to the hearer, right? So that works with yourself as well. You ought not let no corrupt communication come out of your mouth to yourself. Rather, it's in your thoughts internally or you're verbally speaking out of your mouth, right? Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but only that which is good to the use of edifying. Only that which is good for the use of edifying, building up, strengthening, supporting, that it may minister grace to the hearer. Beloved, you are the first hearer. Because anything you say out of your mouth, you're saying it inward. You have an inner ear or outer ear, inner voice, outer voice. It goes in. It's going to hit you first, right? So everything I'm saying today, I wanted to make it personal so that you are edifying, empowering, and encouraging yourself, right? Encouraging yourself. So we're looking at inner and outer distractions, and I want you to first identify. That's the first step. What is distracting me? What am I using as a distraction that's keeping me from my purpose? That's keeping me from being able to prioritize my purpose, right? Gracious greetings to you, beloved. Thanks for joining us live, Kiki, right? So that's number one. It's time to block out distractions. We want to start doing it now before we get too caught up with holidays, right? And all those other things that come in to graciously distract us. We want to set it up now because I'm telling you, I feel the urgency deep in my spirit. You got to be on another path before January gets in here, because there are going to be a lot of things to navigate in 25. But if you've been flowing and working in our community, the Spiritual Success Life community, we've been taking advantage of this entire year because we understand the power that this 8 year has given to us. This is a universal 8 year, and God is a God of numbers. So number one, identify what's distracting you. And we're looking at inner and outer distractions. So for me, I'm pretty good. And so are you, especially if you are used to controlling your own environment, controlling your own schedule. I'm pretty good without the distractions. But for all of us, it's the inner distractions. I know this to be true. The biggest distraction, the biggest hindrance, the biggest blockages are coming from within. Even if you are surrounded and in an environment that's not that pleasant, right? That is filled with people and things, whether it's co-workers, family workers, life partners, whatever it may be. Even if you are in an environment that is somewhat hazardous, when you understand the law of cause and effect, you understand that you are the creator of the experiences that you are currently engaging in. Because to blame others and to always look out, and I speak to clients all the time, and one of the things that I am most proud of in the work that we do is when people learn to start managing the mindset and they're shifting out of mindset misery. See, beloved, you're in mindset misery when you are always stuck on the outside and blaming people and looking at others and looking at environments and looking at situations, and you stay distracted with that. And I used to tell people those energies, those spirits, whatever language works for you, will always put on a Broadway show. The more they have your attention, the more they're going to act up. Because you're first cause, because you're feeding and fueling the energy that's keeping them acting up. But trust me, if you remove your energy, remove your spirit from connecting and reacting to what's going on the outside, no matter who's doing it, eventually what you're seeing is going to change. And you know the saying, when you change the things you look at, the things you look at will change. So true. Taking that focus and attention. So it's time to block out the distractions, inner distractions and outer distractions. Once you identify what the distraction is, and trust me when I tell you, it's going to be an inner distraction. Because no matter what you're hooked up with on the outside, it starts with you. It starts with your thoughts about it. So what you're going to do, identify the distraction, inner or outer, and then you're going to reset. You're going to reset and reframe. Write that down. Reset. Reframe. How am I going to do that? Because you're going to change what you're looking at, number one. Number two, you're going to change the story you're telling yourself about it. And number three, in changing the story, you're going to rewrite the script. So you're going to reset, write it down, reframe, and rewrite. And that rewriting and reframing and reset becomes your prayer formation. You're bringing everything into a formation. And when we say prayer formation, we're not speaking of prayer in the sense of casting a petition, but more of making a declaration, making a decree, more of affirming yourself, right? So I identify inner and outer distraction. Write it in your notes. R, reset, reframe, rewrite. That's what a prayer formation, you're going to learn how to really make prayer formations where you'll start praying without ceasing, because you're bringing everything into alignment and in formation, beloved, because vibration speaks. You don't always have to open up your mouth audibly and speak. Vibration speaks. Put this in your notes. I tell you all the time. Vibrational frequency is the language of God, the language of the universe, the language of angels, the language of the subconscious, even the language of the human spirit. Everything can read and understand vibrational frequency. Come on, y'all know this. How many times you walk in the room and you pick up on things? You know what was happening in that room. Even if you walk in and everything is quiet, you can feel, because we read vibration. And when you start understanding what a prayer formation is, you start learning how to bring everything into formation, bringing it into alignment and agreement. So we're going to reframe and rewrite. So let's say, for instance, if I've been operating with an inner distraction and my shadow self is in the ascendancy and just driving me with my shadow habits and shadow tendencies, and I'm hiding and I'm withdrawing. And then what do I do when I soothe? Maybe I'm eating too much, I'm watching too much Netflix, or I'm on the phone too much, or I'm shopping too much, or I'm drinking too much, or I'm having too many sexual encounters. It doesn't matter. Vice is a vice. How you soothe is how you soothe, right? And let's say in the midst of that, now you're operating in something you don't want to operate. Let's say you picked up more weight. Let's say you went into debt. How you start reframing and rewriting is that you can't see and focus on the current manifestation. You created that while you was in your shadow self, while you were sleeping, while you were unconscious, while you were trying to allow yourself to get through a challenge, to get through a difficulty, right? You checked out. Now you're waking up again and you're like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? Oh, wow, I spent too much money. Oh man, I charged too much. My credit is maxed out. I charged too much. You start reframing that. You hit the reset button by stopping and pausing and waking up, right? You hit that reset button and you re-return. This is how we start reframing. Look at all these aura words going together. We reframe, you rewrite. And in doing that, sometimes you re-return to a time when you were in a better place. You call up the evidence. You call up the evidence. I remember I was here before. 9 times out of 10, beloved, you're in a cycle. Nothing new is happening. You're doing what you've done. And so sometime when we're caught in a shadow cycle or a shadow storm or a shadow interruption, as I call it, right? Sometimes you can't even remember what you were doing. It's just like with myself, like I picked up some extra pounds. And so I don't even remember. All of this is a part of coming out of the fog. Well, what was I doing before? What was I eating before? You don't even remember because you've allowed another regimen to kick in. But it's still in there. It's still in there. You can re-return. Just stop, pause, and breathe. And ask the higher self, the Holy Spirit, the universe, God, whatever language works. Help me remember. How did I get out here before? How did I reset before? Because I've pulled myself out before. And you re-return to that. But here's the key, beloved. You will not get out looking at what you've created in your shadow self. So in other words, if I want to release the weight, I can't look at how much weight I've gained and obsessed on how much weight you've gained, because all you're doing is what? Sending energy to that. And you're going to continue to create that. You have to recall, you have to reframe, rewrite, revision, make the revision in your vision of what you see. Even if it's debt, we don't want to talk to the debt. We don't want to talk about being debt-free. We don't even want to use the word debt. We want to step into the realm of seeing more than enough, of seeing overflow. Yes, I hear you. Easier said than done. I always tell you these things are simple, but not easy. because you have you to deal with. You have yourself, all right? So we identify the distraction, inner or outer blockage. We're going to reset, pause, hit the reset button. We're going to reframe. Then you're going to rewrite. It'll be good to write the story, write it, write the vision, make it plain, right? Rewrite it, return to another dimension when you were better. At least get the revision, to revision it, to see it, or see something new, because you don't want to focus on the current problem. You don't want to focus there, right? And then what are you going to do when you get the new vision? When you see the new ritual? When you see the new regiment that's going to create the new habit, you're going to take a teeny tiny step at a time. But once you come up and you've entered into prayer formation, meaning you're reframing, right? You're resounding and declaring the new you. Celebrating, I'm 40 pounds lighter. I'm so happy now that I'm 40 pounds lighter. Oh my goodness. And you start envisioning all the things that you can do because you're 40 pounds lighter. All the things that you can feel and sense because now you're in financial overflow. This is how we make the shift. Then what do? The last letter S. You want to learn how to surrender. Let go. Surrender means I'm not fighting. I'm not in warfare. I'm not in resistance. I'm not ruminating, right? There's a lot of R words coming up today, right? I'm not doing any of that. I surrender all. This is why we do our all is well mantra, beloved. And we're going to come together and breathe and practice surrendering. Let go. Let go. As long as you're holding on and fighting and resisting, the only thing you're doing is anchoring that in your life. You're holding that in your life. Let go. Let God. Everything got the message. The subconscious got the message because you hit the reset. You consciously hit the reset. The subconscious got the message. Okay, we have an interruption here. And sometimes it may be difficult. I was sharing with somebody that how back in 2018, when I hit the reset button and did a major shift, right? And part of what I wanted to do was become healthy. I wasn't focused on losing weight. I wanted to become healthy, right? I had a little health interruption and I wanted to make the adjustments. I'm the kind of person, don't give me a pill. Don't put me on no medication. Let me handle it first with my lifestyle. Let me make some changes because, beloved, most of the things that are like threatening you health-wise, you can correct with lifestyle. That is your nutritional intake, the way you move, the way you sleep, the way all of that. So anyway, long story short. So during that time, I was a lot heavier than I am now. I was watching my 600-pound life. But what I was watching, watch this, I'm building myself up. I wasn't watching them to feel sorry for them or to be a voyeur, but the reason why I continued to watch it, I started watching how difficult it was and the level of commitment to sacrifice that many of them had to put in to start the journey to break that habit, to break that overwhelming habit they had of soothing themselves with food. Some of them, their whole life, from the time they was a child, that's my story as well, food was the drug of choice for me to soothe myself, right? But I watched, and I started watching how they had to suffer and struggle to say, not so much, no, I don't want that, but they were saying yes to what I can be. Yes to my new self. And that's always the focus, beloved. The focus is not on the chaos that we've created, right? It's not on the overwhelm. It's not on the debt. It's not on the loneliness. It's not on any of that. And you have to want the yes more than entertaining or lamenting the no. You need to write that in your notes because this is important, beloved. You have to want the yes, what you're saying yes to. You have to know why you want to say yes. I want to be healthy. I like the way I was moving when I was 40 pounds lighter, 50 pounds lighter. I like the way I felt secure, and I love the freedom I felt when I was in financial overflow, when I had more than enough. I love that feeling. That's what we tap into. So it's time to block out distractions. What are you going to do? Use the IRS method, right? Use the IRS method. Identify inner and outer blockages and distractions. Reset, reframe, re-return, rewrite, revision, all of those. Breathe, relax, come into prayer formation as you start sounding and speaking and declaring, yes, yes, I want that. Then you see, this is how you keep the vision before you. Yes, I desire that. That's what I want. I want to feel like that. And pull that feeling in. And then one little step at a time, we will start making changes. Deep breath in. Exhale. Relax. We hear the call. We are answering the call. We want to block out distractions because trust me when I tell you, your life purpose, all the things that you desire is calling you now. And we're going to block distractions. Any thought, question, comment, feedback, anything you need, coaching around, come on, I'll take a few more minutes here. Let me know. We don't have a little hand wave, right? But while you're typing it, you could just type number 1 and send that. And I know you're typing or working on a question, right? I want you to do me a favor. Please like the video. It's so important. Do that. We have to boost the algorithm. Share the video. Make comments on the video. All of that tells the algorithm that this content is worth listening to, and then it will push it out and allow other people to find it. All right? All right, lovelies. SSLers, Reset continues tomorrow, week number 7. Can you believe that? We're almost at the end, week number 7. And now it's time to go into the next dimension of what we were called there to do. All right, lovelies, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in Reset tomorrow at 12 noon. All right? Peace.